This week's male and female athletes of the week are Kyle Enkelmann of the men's lacrosse team and Rachel Crowder of the softball team. In a game against the number 20 team in the nation, Queens, Kyle Enkelmann scored 4 goals on just 6 shots. He broke a tie in the first quarter, scoring back-to-back goals within 1 minute and 30 seconds of each other, giving Pfeiffer a 4-2 first quarter lead, as Pfeiffer improved to 3-0 on the season. Rachel Crowder played 8 games last week and had a monster week. She hit 2 grand slams, had 3 home runs, drove in 14 runs, and hit .615. Rachel added 8 runs scored and 4 stolen bases, and her grand slam in the bottom of the 6th inning against Charleston erased a 6-3 deficit and gave Pfeiffer a 7-6 victory. She also had her 21st birthday on Monday. How does it feel to be named Conference Carolinas Player of the Week, Pfeiffer Athlete of the Week, and have a 21st birthday all on the same day?
It was real exciting. I always want to play well, but when it all comes together like that, it's real great. And then with that grand slam, like giving us the extra point to win the game, it was something special.
How was it last week playing so many double headers?
It was very busy and very exhausting. I missed a couple of classes that I have to make up work for and whatnot. But catching all those games was very tiring. But ice bath and ice after games and stuff helps out a lot.
Talk a little bit about the team. What do you think are some of the strengths and weaknesses of the team so far this season?
We have a whole lot of potential. We have a whole lot of talent, and we hit really well, but if we string those hits together, then we're going to win so many more games. So I think hitting's our weakness right now, but we'll get it together.
Tell me a little bit about your teammates and how everybody gets along.
Well, it's a very young team. We have, I think, 7 or 8 freshmen right now on the team, but they all came in and we gelled together as a team pretty well. And the new players got together with some of the players that knew the coach already, and then they helped us learn how to practice and what he wants from the team. So it was good.
All right, we've got a list of adjectives and a list of your teammates. What we want you to do is pick out one word that best describes each one of your teammates.
Well, for Sam, she's our 5th-year senior pitcher. I put leader. She's the oldest girl on the team, and she's also part grad assistant, so she does a lot with the coaching side, but then she's also an older person on the team, so we kind of follow her lead and things, and she helps us out that way. I put intelligent for JJ, Jess Jackson, and Bailey, because they're very, very smart in the classroom, and if I ever need help with biology or anything school like that, I go to JJ. For Jacqueline, I put extrovert because she's very out there and she talks all the time, and she's the loudest one on the field usually, and you always hear her talking. And then for Veda, I put she's funny. She's really quiet at first, but once you get her talking and whatnot, she can be the funniest girl on the team. And then for my roommate Vanessa, I put joker. At first, when she first moved here, I couldn't get her to talk to me, couldn't get her to go out and hang out with me and whatnot. And finally, we broke her out of her shell, and she's like the loudest, most insane person on the team.
Do you have any hidden talents most people don't know about?
Honestly, not really. I mean, you would think I would, but I know some people, my roommate can do this weird thing with her leg where she twirls it around in circles and whatnot. That's her thing, but I don't know, I'm kind of boring, I guess.
What is one accomplishment you are most proud of?
Getting a college scholarship was kind of a big thing for me. I started playing softball when I was 9, which is not as early as some of the other girls, but playing travel ball all those weekends and then getting that scholarship showed that hard work really paid off.
Have you had an embarrassing moment on the softball field?
Yeah, this actually happened last week or the week before. I was on first base and I rounded second and I was going to third. And coach said, on the bag, so I was going to stop, but I couldn't really stop and I just kind of fell onto the bag and everyone was laughing. And then the next time I was on the bases, I went from second to third and I went to round third to go towards home. And I completely missed the base, and I had to stutter step and go back, and third base wasn't my friend that day. It was bad.
Do you have any superstitions before the game?
Well, recently the girls have been joking that I have to eat wild berry Pop-Tarts before the game because that's what I've been eating for breakfast. so that's kind of a thing. And I usually do my own eye black because we all wear eye black on the field. So.
On this sheet of paper, we'd like you to list a personal achievement, an academic achievement, individual softball achievement, and a team achievement. At the end of the season, we'll reopen this to see which kind of goals have been met. All right. So
okay.
We got no looking. No looking. How does it feel being named both Conference Carolinas and Pfeiffer Player of the Week in the same month?
It's a pretty great feeling. It's really huge for me, especially coming in as a freshman and being able to make that big of an impact for my team and my teammates. It's a pretty great feeling.
Scored 4 goals against the 20th ranked team in the nation to keep the Falcons undefeated. Tell us a little bit about the game against Queens.
I just come into the game, I tried to not be too nervous. I just tried to keep my head clear and not think too much, and my teammates did a great job setting me up for all those great goals, and couldn't have done it without them.
What do you think are some of the strengths and the weaknesses of the team so far this year?
Well, in our first game against Brevard, I think the first 2 quarters we had a little bit of trouble clicking, and once we got our groove, we played really well. Our defenses played really well. They did a great job shutting down Garrett Chan against Queens, and our offenses have been playing really well. Me, Kyle Powell, and Blake Garlow. I feel like we've been clicking on offense really well.
Talk about a little bit about coming in as a freshman to a team. How have you kind of meshed in with the guys?
Well, coming in at first, it was quite a change of pace from playing high school ball back home, and it took me a while to transition into it. But once I got into the groove, it was a lot better of a game, and I feel like I get along with all the guys really well.
What is one accomplishment you are most proud of?
Last year I won my first provincial championship, and that was a pretty big thing to share with all my friends before we all left for college.
Do you have any superstitions before the game?
Nothing that comes to mind immediately. I mean, just have a good pregame meal, and then I like to listen to music before the game, like just put on my headphones and just drown everyone out.
Kyle Powell.
I'd say quiet. He's a pretty quiet guy and keeps to himself, but he's a really outstanding player on the field.
Jake Bye.
He's quite the opposite. He's pretty outgoing, and he's just a really great defender out on the field, and he's just a really nice guy off the field as well.
Mike Moorhead.
He's a silly dude. I like hanging out with Mike. He's a great guy, and he's a really good shutdown goalie for us.
Jason Lang.
Jason Lang. He's a great guy. I love Coach Lang. Not much more to say. He's just a really good guy.
Yeah, Cole Sheen.
Cole Sheen. Oh, he's a scary guy. When I first came in, when I first saw him, he was like a man among boys, especially for me. Only being 18 and he's 23, I believe. It's pretty crazy, especially with the big beard.
Any goals, like long-term goals with the team?
Well, this year I want to help the guys win a conference championship and eventually advance to the national tournament for the first time, and that's pretty much my biggest goal, just do everything I can to help our team get wins.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.